Alright, so we're here for what should in all likelihood be the final segment of this randomizer run through here of Mario 64. And even though I know it's a really bad idea, I am going to start off and try to go back and do the 8 red coins, 100 coin stars for Rainbow Ride. I know what you're thinking. But Josh, you just spent all that time ranting and raving about how much you hated that star and it was a pointless waste of your time and, you know, all this and that and the other. And yeah, that's all still perfectly true. But I also kind of know it is possible to do it. And it's one of those things like, well, if it's one of those stars that I know that can be collected, well, in this case, 2 stars, but yeah, they know that they can be collected, and I don't, you know, follow through with doing them. It's just gonna kind of nag away at the back of my mind and be like, well, you know, why didn't you just try to come back here and do this star here, right? Okay, so what we're gonna try to do is we're gonna get the coins going up at the top, and also try to do the blue coins here early on, because if I mess up something, you know, in terms of being able to get the 100 coin star, this would probably be the last thing. Was like, well, if I'm going to lose something because of some skill-based deficiency, you know, it would be messing up a wall kick somewhere. So that went pretty smooth. And it's not really like super convenient, but I know you can get back from the big house. Definitely, it's a little bit awkward, but that I know is possible to do. And from the ship, I think you can get to the big house area somewhat awkwardly as well. But yeah, that can get us back down to the lower parts level where the rest of the red coins are, and a lot of more easy coins are. But yeah, a philosophy I stand by on in these kinds of cases is, you know, if you're kind of stuck in a frustrating part of a level or game, whatever, you know, one of the best courses of action sometimes can be to just, you know, step away from it, come back to it later. Like an example I have, and it's not a great game, but, you know, it is a good example of this particular philosophy, was Sonic 2006. There was one puzzle that I was stuck on for honestly almost an hour, if not maybe more than an hour. I mean, I forget. Obviously, it's been a while since Sonic 06 came out, but yeah, it was not even really a complicated puzzle. It was just one that kind of had a frustrating mechanic where you had to use Silver the Hedgehog's telekinetic powers to knock this giant billiard ball down this hallway. And I forget, you only had like 8 or 9 hits on this ball before, you know, it would explode. I mean, you could reset the ball from the starting point and, you know, start again, whatever. Okay, yeah, Lakitu. So here's easy coins. Alright, wind. Now, can I get back to... Whew! That was a little bit risky there. Alright, let's see. If I ride this guy down here to this platform. Alright, So that's not super bad there. But yeah, anyway, so you kind of had to knock the ball down this corridor, and then obviously there was, you know, inconveniently placed bottomless pits and all that good stuff. And, you know, as I said, I spent, you know, easily, you know, an hour trying to do it. And, like, it just wasn't working. I was just getting so much more frustrated, you know, as time went on. And it was just getting bad. So I set it down, and then I went back to it the next day. And I got it within maybe, like, 5 odd minutes or so. It was... Okay, I don't think there's really no reason for us to go... I don't think there's really any reason for us to go up top, so... So we're just gonna try our best here to get back to the pyramid. Where did I... Wow. That was probably a much bigger risk than I needed to take. But anyway, so yeah, like I said, I ended up doing it in about 5 minutes. You know, it might have taken me like 1 or 2 tries. It was honestly kind of funny. Alright, yeah, this weird jump that either I do perfectly immediately or I have to do it like 5 different times. Ow. So the big, death trap right now is that chuck ya. Alright, there we go. That's how we wanted to do that. Okay. Wow. Alright, those coins are easy. If I'm gonna get the 100 coin to spawn somewhere, I'd like to try to be doing something over... Woo! Alright, so let's just wait for Flame Jet there to... So that was the really risky part. Oh yeah, I forgot about that little bit of annoyance. Okay, let's go back down here. Alright, let's see. Can I grab this guy before he... No. Alright, whatever. And I know there's a coin over on that tricky triangles platform, so... Let's see, if I climb up top of this guy... it probably is a better idea to try to go around the other way. So while I'm finishing off this particular stage... Alright, I was just gonna check to see if that bomb... Woo! Yeah, I just wanted to see if he respawns somewhere slightly less, deadly, but it's alright. Anything else I can talk about? Oh yeah, we have a bunch of coins over here, so that's fine. Okay. I was gonna say, I knew I had like plenty of coins before I tried to go up to the top section last time, but all right, now. Yeah. And now it's just a matter of running over here and... Hey, what did I tell you? We got that one. Well, I mean, it still took us about 10 minutes to do it, but... There, now it doesn't bother me anymore. But yeah, anyway, as I was gonna say, I did end up going to watch Jurassic World Dominion, and I really enjoyed it. So it's one of those cases where, you know, never put too much stock in what, you know, reviewers say. And honestly, you know, I see a lot of... Oh, it started us right at the bottom. That's interesting. And the bright, cheery sky is kind of off-putting, but... whoops. I was trying to think what I was gonna do, but... Anyway, that's fine. But yeah, yeah, you know, I saw so much, like, oh, this movie's so dumb, terrible, that kind of nonsense, but, you know, in all honesty, like, with these kind of movies, I think it's always better to just go through and, you know, wait. Where is that coin? Hold up. Hold up. But yeah, it's always just better to go ahead and form an opinion of your own. You know, I don't feel like you need to be the caustic critic. I mean, I kind of rant about certain things a while. Like, I think there's definitely, you know, there's definitely some humor to be found in, you know, you know, some reviewers that kind of have that as their shtick of, you know, being like, accentuate the negative kind of thing, but for your own purposes, I mean, there's really nothing wrong with taking a movie that may not be popular, but, you know, just enjoy it. I mean, again, am I going to call, you know, Jurassic World Dominion a perfect movie? No, not by any stretch of the imagination. But, you know... Oh, snap. Wow, I forgot about that nonsense. I don't even think there's a coin over there. Honestly, it doesn't look like this stage has been remixed in any way except for the sky color box and the music, which is an interesting choice because everything else seems to be exactly where it's supposed to be. But yeah, I thought it was really enjoyable, you know. But it is an interesting thing with the Jurassic World movies. Like, a thing I've noticed is that it's caused, like, almost a kind of a Star Wars prequel trilogy kind of I guess revisionist history when it comes to, you know, earlier sequels like Lost World, and especially Jurassic Park 3. Was there anything at all over here? No. Okay, well, that time I got lucky for my curiosity not causing me to suffer a horrible death. Because, yeah, Jurassic Park 3, I mean, I enjoy all the Jurassic Park and Jurassic World movies. So I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna say, hey, oh, I hated it for him. But I mean, I definitely think it was definitely regarded widely as a weaker entry in the whole franchise. And, now there's definitely a push for people to be like, oh, well, I really liked... I think Jurassic Park 3 really got kind of a bad rap back then. And it's like, okay, sure, whatever you say. But, I don't know, like, how much of that is just kind of blowback to, people that just decide, they don't like Jurassic World movies and just want to be like, hey, whatever. But, so that's what I'm gonna say. I mean, I'm not really gonna change anyone's mind about Jurassic World or the Jurassic World sequels or anything like that. Now, one thing I do want to talk about is, as I'm now almost entirely finished with this stage, with Kaizo Mario 64, because, well, it could be the last chance I get to talk about Mario 64 about anything in person for a while. But, yeah, in Kaizo Mario 64, the big gimmick for this level is that, like, I would say about 95% of the level is invisible. There's they have put of course, and there's a couple chain chomps up in this wind platform up here too, but yeah, most everything is kind of how it's supposed to be, like I said, just invisible. And of course we get the final Bowser theme where it's supposed to be. Alright, well, we took care of him before he was able to do Super Breath, and that's not quite how I wanted that to go. Oh, he didn't do his shock... Well, I guess his shockwave's got a little bit... Hey. And of course, the other big gimmick is that you only get 1 health for the whole stage, and there's no coins whatsoever to heal yourself, no hearts or anything like that. So it's like, yeah, 1 HP, and I've never been the best at swinging him around. That's kind of odd. That is Shockwaves has been kind of glitched away, but alright. And of course, as you might expect, the last thing that happens, as you might remember, is all the platforms going away. And there we go. But yeah, they're all gone from the start. And of course, there's all kinds of crazy flame jets, so there's almost no safe places to, stand whatsoever. It's really brutal. But yeah, so that'll just about do it. Yeah, so we had a couple stars that were impossible. I think there's also 1 toad that I just didn't bother to go looking for. That I don't care about. That's not like a level thing. Secret stars, but yeah, because we couldn't get the red cap, 8 red coins. We couldn't get Wing Mario over the rainbow. And we couldn't get the 100 coins for Dire Docks because of weird disappearing coins. But yeah, anyway. So yeah, as I said before, I'm still not 100% sure what my next big game I want to do after this one is. I have a couple thoughts about different things, like I know I've thought about doing Mass Effect games for a really long time now. Like, even before the remastered trilogy collection came out, which has already been a little over a year now. Um, the problem I have with doing that is I'd either have to do is like weird kind of stream thing where I'd have segments that are like over an hour long, like because especially with you know a game like that, there's like so much dialogue, and it's like okay, do I cut out the dialogue, which is a big part of the game, what the interesting parts of the game is the interaction you have with your crew and different people and all that, or I have just like 30-minute segments where some segments might just be talking to 3 or 4 different people, and that takes me a half hour just to go through all the dialogue and that stuff, and how interesting is that sometimes? So there's no real clean way to do it without either having like really long segments or short segments where some of them there's no real action. I don't know. Maybe at some point I'll figure out how to do that, because I would love to do that. It's been something that has been on my list for forever and a day. I still want to do some of the Halo games that I have left to do on Legendary, like Halo 2 and 3 for sure. Those will be mostly for my own benefit. If whoever else wants to watch me do Halo 2 and Halo 3 and Legendary. Like Halo 2 is probably the hardest one out of the whole franchise. At least the ones I've done in the past. Like I've done 1, 2, 3, Reach, ODST. 2 has always been the hardest for me. Then I think followed by Reach, and then 3 and 1 are kind of tied. Neither of them are super, frustrating. Not to the level of 2 and Reach are. And that's pretty funny with that guy just sort of standing there where he's not supposed to be. But yeah, so I might, do stuff like that. I still want to do some more Sonic stuff too, but those ones are much more short, almost like 1 or 2 video kind of deals most of the time. Or, they're not like this one. Like this one was ended up being, a decent like segment. If I'm in like double digit segment wise, that's pretty, substantial. Yeah, I know there's a couple other thoughts I've had, like maybe one of these times I'll try to do Metroid Prime, try to do the Metroid Prime games. I've like experimented with the Dolphin emulator. Some it kind of works, sometimes not so much, but there's that. I also think other Metroid games, because I, like to do stuff with that, like maybe do like Zero Mission, because it's a great updating of, Metroid 1. So something like that would be kind of interesting to do. There's always some different ideas, but it's like, what do you pick to do next, I guess, is always the biggest question. But anyway, I'll find something, and hopefully, maybe I'll start whatever the next major project is, or sometime during this week, or, we'll see what happens. But yeah, anyway, so thanks for watching this series of Super Mario 64 Randomized. As always, it's a lot of fun doing these like randomizer things, and I always look forward to anytime I can do things like this as well, because yeah, the Mario world was great, and this one was really great, and yeah, it's a shame. There really isn't anything you can do with those in a Sonic game, I guess. I've seen kind of things where like there's kind of like prototypey versions, but they're not really developed. I mean, I guess it's harder than like Mario games, because if you mess around with locations and stuff too much in a Sonic game, things can break a little bit easier. So yep, so like I said, that'll be all for now, and we will catch you in the next game series, whatever that may be. Later, people.